Hey, what's going on? Hey, welcome back to the house. Hey, jump in, man. I'm getting ready to ride to the store real quick. Yeah, hop in. Hey, buckle up. That's what's up. Safety first. Hey, first of all, I gotta say, this is Rough House Boxing. I am that boy Box. And like I said, man, thank y'all for coming back by the house, man. Coming back and chopping it up with me. But yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about the Bronze Bomber once again. And based off some comments that recently came from Ricky Hatton, which I watched a video on Boxing Ego. And Ricky Hatton, who is a fighter that I respect, very good boxer, had a stellar career, and he made a statement in regards to the upcoming Wilder Fury fight, where he said that Wilder's power was murderous, which is true. But he said that the things that Wilder does in order to land that bomb is technically not good. One thing that I'd like to say is I see where people, present the point that Wilder may not be the most technically sound boxer out there. I get it 100%. But at the same time, I think people overemphasize and overstate the statement of Wilder is not technically sound. And you always hear about the wild shots and the windmills and all of that. And true, he does that. He does do that. But normally he does that once he gets his opponent hurt or stunned, whatever the case may be. Now, believe it or not, that in itself is a technique. Now, have you ever seen a fight where one fighter has another fighter injured, and maybe it's after a knockdown or something like that, and the other fighter jumps on him with a barrage of punches, like an octopus with boxing gloves on, and the injured or stunned fighter isn't able to fight back? A lot of boxers do this in order for the referee to go ahead and call the fight due to the injured fighter not being able to protect or defend himself. So that in itself is a technique. Now, the one thing that I will say in regards to that is I'm not the biggest fan in the world of that technique. And I wish, and this not only Wilder, but all fighters that do this, when you have your opponents hurt, that will be the time, in my opinion, when your shots should be more accurate. I mean, it's okay to throw, a number of shots, a number of punches, but I think sharp and accurate in that particular instance, you have a higher percentage rate of doing damage. You have a higher percentage rate of knocking the opponent out or down again. You have a higher percentage rate of bringing a fight to a stoppage. Because we've seen where refs have stopped fights. When a fighter is in that defensive shell, he's been stunned. The other fighter jumps on him, and he just kind of like balls up, and he's still trying to gather himself and collect his faculties or whatever. And we've seen refs stop fights in that instance, but we've also seen where that happens and the guy survives the round. So, that being said, I just wish fighters, when they have that guy on the ropes, literally and figuratively, that they would shoot accurate shots, body, head, the whole nine. And you stand a better chance of accomplishing the end goal, which is to get the guy out of there, Now, Wilder's knocked out everybody he's faced. So, maybe I'm just pissing in the wind, so to speak. But that's just my viewpoint on that, of what I would like to see in terms of that aspect of his game. Now, the other thing I want to say is, technically, Wilder is nowhere near as bad as people make him out to be. Now, when he was fighting Mr. Burns Stevenson the first time, didn't knock him out. He stunned him. He stunned him a few times. But in that fight, he proved that he was able to rely on his boxing skills. His jab was sharp and crisp, and he worked that 1-2. He worked that right hand off of the jab. Now, Wilder's never been a guy that throws mass amounts of combinations or punches and bunches when the opponent's not hurt. So, like I said, that's not his thing. That's not his game. That's not his style. But he does work that 1-2 to the fullest. And if he catches you with that 2 off of that 1, hey, night. Real talk. Night. Yeah. But his footwork, his athleticism, his hand speed, his change of speed with his punches, and his change in levels of punches, alternating from the body to the head, those are techniques that fundamentally and technically sound boxers employ. He's not just going out there from the opening bell just wailing away and windmilling. That's a fabrication. That's just a narrative people push. Like, honestly, go back and watch his fights and wait and count the number of times you see him do the windmill. I guarantee you it's going to be after he's stunned a fighter or he felt like he's got him hurt and the guy's just about ready to go. Also, when he fought, I know I'm getting ready to mess the guy's name up. Duhas or I can't think of it, but he was the Swede that they wound up. Ref wound up stopping the fight like in the 10th, 11th round. Wilder teed off on him the entire fight. Jab, 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 right hand. Jab, 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 right hand. Boxing circles around the guy. Fundamentally sound boxing. Technically sound boxing. He used his footwork and his head movement to slip punches and avoid punches and to counter shots. These are trademark, technically sound boxing techniques. So, when people make this case about Wilder's too sloppy and he's he doesn't have any fundamentals and he doesn't have any technique or this or that. Boy, man, I'm trying to find a parking spot. I think they're overstating a small part of his arsenal. So yeah, that was all I was wanting to say, man. But like I said, don't take my word for it. Go back and look at the fights. Go back and look at the fights. In the, for his first 30 or 32 fights or 35 fights, I mean, he didn't need to employ much technique because a lot of the fights weren't going past the first, second round. So yeah, that's all I got, man. Pull up at the store. Got to get some dog food for the dog. And trying to think, is there anything else? Uh, nah. So y'all go ahead and get on out the house now. You know, or you can chill here, and you ride back with me when I'm on my way home, and we'll chop it up a little bit more. But that's what's up, man. I am Dead Boy Box. This is Rough House Boxing. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share to your social media platforms. And hey, tell a friend. Tell a friend to stop by the house and check us out, man. You know what I'm saying? If they like what they hear, cool. They can become a repeat visitor. You know what I'm saying? Get them to subscribe. But that's what it is, man. Yeah. Peace.